Good morning. It is still officially morning in Eastern Time, so Sunday morning MSQ is still a thing. I kind of let myself oversleep because this past week I have been sleepy, tired. I don't know if I just haven't been drinking enough water, and so I've been dizzy, or just not eating enough, or whatnot. But I decided to let myself sleep in, and it felt great. So now we're here. Last night we attempted to stream, but my internet said no, so we got just a little ways. We picked up a whole bunch of quests, and the Scions have been kidnapped, and a bunch of the Scions that aren't the Charlian Archons apparently are dead. There was a big massacre in the Waking Sands when we arrived for our 11th visit to the Waking Sands. So we have been sent to seek refuge at the church outside of Camp Drybone. And main story-wise, we have been... Marques has asked us to pick up some tools to help him do some tinkering. Meanwhile, we have some quests from the local clergy to pick up and run around. So we will be on our way. And as I kind of said at the intro of my last video, according to info from Squeenix, it looks like the next patch probably at the earliest will be out mid-July, so we're going to set that as our deadline to get to Heavensward. Because, again, we don't know if they're nerfing just 2.0 or all of 2.x. So we want to try to get through as much of that as we can before we lose any of those items. So, let's see. Where do all of these... Oh, we still have quests to pick up. That's right. This is when we get kicked out. I was looking for those additional little icons. And they were these people over here, and it was when I talked to Dediju that I 90k'd and my internet went pfft. So we'll try again. Psst! You that wonder-working adventurer, you can work some for me today. See, the father asked me to mend this vestment, but look, both the weft and the weave's gone there and there. I'll need more cloth than I have. There's a merchant at Blackborough Station right now. He'll give you what you need. Hurry on. Off to Central Thanalan you go. I'm running all over Thanalan for these quests. It's the difference between being 35 and the first time you arrive here, where it's just like, get to know the region. The sun has shone upon a terrible sight today. One of the bereaved wished to place upon the grave of his beloved a sprig of Althic lavender. He strayed far, for the flower is sparse in these parts, and was grievously wounded by fiends. Grief makes us all slow in wits and limb, and I fear that these attacks will not cease until the creatures are gone. I pray you, banish the foul things. They were last seen to the east, near the remains of a gubu. Fix my chair a little bit, so I don't dip out of screen. Alright. So, what things in Eastern Thana? Okay, apparently we can... Oh, but that's 41. Well, ooh, more 41s. And that's down there at Halatali. Do we want to pick these up now or when we should be back in the region? The only problem with going early, I want to try to stick to things that are at MSQ level, not our level, since we're over leveled. That way the story all kind of flows together and it's not like, oh, you've already defeated this when I haven't. Or you know all about this thing when I don't. Of course, my brain is also full of Horizon Zero Dawn side quests because I just picked up a whole bunch of them last night and stayed up late playing those, which is another reason why I let myself sleep in. Of course, there's the question of I wasn't checking item levels or quest levels for these side quests I just picked up. Oh, they're all 35s. Okay. We'll try to stick with that as best as we can. Thank you, and thank you thrice. Saw those rather nasty brutes coming and thought, well, nothing much beyond— Ah! They really should take old Halatali down. The place has gone absolutely to pot. Oh, look at the time. Mustn't keep the burial waiting too much longer. I suppose my cousin Fundrek, she of the overtight corset, is none too pleased. I need to check. Do I just have background music turned really low? No. I've overall turned low. But that's so it doesn't drown me out. But no, we just keep riding at 3 a.m. when there really is no overworld music. And Jasper is still just admiring the flora without a care in the world as to what we're doing. Ooh, but it occurs to me, our MSQ is now 35, so we can legitimately go back to Costa and pick up our next quest. So as we run around to all these places, we'll do that. Alright, is there anything else in this area? No. Okay, let's go turn those in, clean that up a little bit, and then head out and do the ones that take us outside Eastern Thanalan. And swing by Costa del Sol and pick up a move that actually lets us spend our inner beast. And I'm so not paying attention to where I'm going. Ah, see? Ran right into a cactus. I just need to take Twitch off my phone. Because it's so delayed. The notifications don't really serve me much purpose. Like, it lets me know somebody's streaming like half an hour after they started. If it lets me know at all. Oh, thank you. He is absolutely incorrigible. But to think we might have had to bury him as well. Then again, that's one burial he wouldn't have been late for. There's a thought. No. Money. When the Calamity struck, it sundered life everywhere, and not only among our races. Look around, and you will see how things have fallen apart. Feet, claws, roots, all have been torn from the earth they were planted on. The dead Gubu was a child of Coerthas. The Calamity shattered its native mountains, and it fled before destruction as a caravan flies before a sandstorm. Years it wandered. We found it dying and received its memories. It had gathered seeds from every land it passed through, and they flower upon its corpse, a living map of its loss and exile. North to south, mountains to the desert, cloudberry and shooting stars, marabelles and cliff rolls, Alpha Clander from Lower Thanalan, even Roselles from Bloodshore. To wander is a dream and a nightmare. Adventurers such as yourself must know it better than I, but I imagine there are days when the flame of adventure gutters and you feel yourself to be as bereft as those in lost hope. And upon us no flowers grow. Item compare. I have 32. I will take the 35. So generous is Father Iliad to so many. He feeds, clothes, and physics them tirelessly. Yet he has none to do for him what he does for others. I would show him my appreciation with a special gift, but sadly, my meager purse is not enough. Will you speak to the other brothers and sisters and see whether they too feel as I do? I have made arrangements with Ermengarde. It's in joke bean. Ermengarde, who runs a concern at Camp Drybone. If you are successful in raising the funds, and will you deliver the guild to her? And there's a Titania just standing there. Twin Tanya, not Titania. Titania, it's a fairy. Be silent and take my gill. Pray forgive my outburst, good sir. It is only that I owe Father Iliad my life, and an opportunity to give him something, no matter how small, sets my spirit afire. Did I miss you? Where's this Lala? I wonder if he's underneath of us. There's Ermengarde. Oh! Is that who it's pointing me to? That definitely looks like who it's pointing me to, but I need to find this other Lala first. You perchance in here? Ooh, you could totally be in here. Okay, you know what? My glowing is... I can't even get rid of it! I can't just turn off Defiance and get rid of it. There you are, little Lala! A gift for Father Iliad? Of course, it does not take Thal to see the good in him. It warms my heart that Brother Baron would go to such trouble. Thank you both for your efforts. Okay, now we can give this to Ermengarde. Greetings, Gale. Brother Baron said you might be coming by. A gift for Father Iliad, he said. A heavy leather pouch entrusted you by Brother Esmore. It must contain hundreds of coins. A heavy leather pouch entrusted to you by Sister Zozaru. You cannot begin to guess how much coin it might contain. The good father must be a man much beloved from the weight of these sacks. I have given this matter much thought. A consignment of high-quality spices arrived just this day. Mayhap cinnamon cookies would suit. I have received many a kind word from my customers about my cookies, if I may say so. The man toils and works for all of us. Let's give him cookies. Of course, if they're my snickerdoodles, people might say that's worth it. I have also observed the good father linger at my store whenever a fresh batch was to be smelt coming out of the oven, but the only times he spent his gil on cookies and cake, it was for the children of lost hope. So let's give him his own cookies. He deserves his own batch of cookies. I hate getting out of this place. I never pick the more efficient route. When I want to go this way, I go the other. When I want to go the other, I go this way. Father, I brought you cookies. Good morning to you, Gale. What brings you to this place? Well, other than the fact that I've been sent here to seek refuge and work with Marques. Crisp, buttery cookies dusted with a hint of fragrant cinnamon. What? How? Cinnamon cookies? By Thal. A gift, you say, from Brother Baron, Brother Esmore, and Sister Zozaru? How kind they are. I could tell them there was no need, but our ardor teaches us to see a need despite the needy's disavowals. I shall thank them from my heart. All of that money just bought him cookies, though. I had a son, and through his happy marriage a daughter. Well matched they were, and well met. Their house smelt of good things like this, and there was always an open peg for my cloak and a tall glass of mint tea. When they died, Aww. Baron, I gave him cookies. It made him sad. Was Father Iliu pleased? Oh, that is good, and I believe it does his heart good to give word to his sorrows. That is what we tell the bereaved in the Lichyards. The grief must be both shrieked and spoken. I had heard that Father Iliad had suffered a great loss in the Calamity. Yes, his heart grows as large as a palace, and scores dwell there in the haven he makes of it. Would that some day I am half the man he is. Alright. That's Sunken Temple, which we can do. The sticks of Vile can replace... Where is that? That's Central Thanalan. That's regular Ul'dah. Ooh, I can buy those down in Camp Drybone. And that's Blackbrush. Okay. I won't jump this time. Okay, but where are the merchants in here? There's one over here. Junk monger, probably not. What? Bronze ornamental hammer. No, definitely not. Not you either. Okay. Did I miss one? Merchant. Purchase tools. Bronze ornamental hammer. Check. Okay. Let's go do our job quest so I can get rid of this effect here because it's bugging me. Costa del Sol. Off to the gorge. Oops. No. I'll let you live. You too. De-aggro before I get to Curious Gorge and you'll be survived. You'll be survived, that makes no sense. Okay. Aha! Welcome back, my friend. I can see you've not neglected your training. For my part, I fear that deciphering the ancient chronicles of my people is proving to be a much more demanding task than I had imagined. Mind you, it hasn't helped that I've been somewhat preoccupied of late. A comrade of mine from days in the company of heroes asked me to do a favor, and it's taken me back and forth across the realm like some bloody fairy. Ah, that sounds familiar. I'm on a hunt for some mysterious feral beast that's been terrorizing small folk. People don't know where this monstrosity came from, but witnesses say its thirst for blood is unlike anything they've ever seen. Unfortunately, the time I have spent in pursuit of the beast is time I have not spent studying the chronicles, and I'm sorry to say I've made little progress. However, while on the road, I was able to decipher one passage that may be of interest to both of us. From what I can gather, the chronicles tell of an ancient set of armor forged by my ancestors in the flames of the seven hells, and inscribed with the same arcane incantations that adorned the soul of the warrior. It would seem that this mighty armor was passed down from hero to apprentice for centuries until one man, driven by rage and vainglory, cast all 5 pieces from Abelathia's highest peak. Since that day, the armor has remained lost, and with it, the powers that it harbors. As far as I can make out, the next passage in the chronicle concerns the whereabouts of these missing artifacts, though I have only been able to make sense of the odd word thus far. Still, I must confess to some excitement. Imagine what a warrior clad in such garb could achieve. Ah, if only my brother were here. We could decipher the text together and spread the teachings of our people to the entire realm. Alas, he is not. His whereabouts are as hidden to me as those of the ancient armor. I would have liked you to meet him, if only so that you could have looked upon a true warrior. Well, perhaps you still shall. Eorzea is not as large as most people perceive. Paths cross, fates intertwine. Such is the will of the spinner. Maybe that my brother has chosen a similar path to mine, but I have rambled long enough. You are here to take the next step in your training, and so I shall oblige. In the southern reaches of... good thing we went here first. In the southern reaches of Thanalan is the Segolia Desert, a godforsaken wasteland of naught but sand that stretches as far as the eye can see. It is here that the Leviathan of the Dune lurks, a sandworm of gargantuan properties. When facing this mammoth creature, you will soon realize that the feeble hacks and slashes of your puny axe are ill-suited to the task of felling such a foe. But do not let this dissuade you. Wake the slumbering beast within and summon forth a strength that transcends the limits of your physical form. Mind you, first you'll have to find the beast, and that might prove a tall order in itself. The U tribe that inhabits Forgotten Springs is wide to the movements of the denizens of the desert. Should you want for guidance, I'd wager that they could set you in the right direction. And that's where we have to go anyway for the corn. 1 second, I need to mute this channel momentarily while I'm playing. Oh, good grief. Oops, that's not what I want. I want to mute server for an hour. Okay. There we go. Alright, so let's go do that first. Forgotten Springs. Hi there, Snow Cub. How are you doing? I'm doing alright. Making progress in MSQ here. We're trying to get through all of the A Realm Reborn section before they nerf it in the next patch. So I have like a month to get the rest of the way. Sandworms are particularly sensitive to vibrations in the earth, such as those made by running. If you're looking to summon one of the beasts, then I suggest you search for their tracks, then run about making as much of a clamor as possible. I would also suggest you seek a cure for your madness. Ha! 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 The Leviathan of the Dunes saw the fearsome bugger not a week ago, preying on a group of merchants south of Byrigot Strike. The smart ones dropped their wares, turned tail, and ran. The dumb ones, well, at least they can say they died rich. Aye, I've seen the beast. Stands 3 moms heim, he does, and stirs up sandstorms with each writhe and wriggle. Showed up in my hunting field some years ago, and has been swallowing up my would-be prey in that gaping maw of his ever since. Okay, now that's corn. There we go. Chocobo. Big desert. Big, bright desert. Big scorpion in big, bright desert. Oh, I should probably eat some food if I'm gonna kill something too. Try to be as OP as possible! Sure. equip those? I bought those gloves. Did I equip? I did not equip those gloves. Equip. Equip. Keep picking this stuff up and thinking it auto-equips. And I don't care about the spirit gain that I got from Mr. Manderville. Alright, here we are. Giant sandworm. Oops. Just a little OP. I love it. Dead. Alright, before we do that, let's go unlock corn. And enjoy the scenery of the sand dunes. I also enjoy the Thanalan music, because now it's not 3 a.m., so we actually get to hear the music. Whee! I know where I'm going, but I just feel the need to verify. Yeah, I'm going all the way up there. I could just teleport to Little Alamigo, but you know what? I don't feel like it. Because then we couldn't run through the dapper zombies. I'm not going to attack you. So many things attacking me, and so many things I'm not caring to kill because they're all fates, and we're not doing fates. Like I said, we're not doing fates. Southern Thanalan is full of fates. Hello, Thaumaturge. Welcome to the Sunken Temple of Karn, or what remains of it at least. Used by ancient Baladians as a place of worship to the sun goddess Zima, much about the temple's history remains shrouded in mystery. While we have sent a research team into the depths, I regret to say that the investigation proceeds at a snail's pace. That is, when it proceeds at all. It would seem that the Baladians have rigged the temple with all manner of devious traps and snares to deter temple robbers, no doubt. We have recruited adventurers to assist in disarming the traps, but be forewarned, many who have entered have yet to return. Should you wish to brave the depths, we would welcome your aid. Sure. Okay, thank you for telling me it's open. Alright, we'll queue for that while we're running around doing some other errands. Not that Gale needs Moogle temples. Alright, we did that. Let's head back to Curious Gorge. Of course. Because tank queues! Hey! How's it going there, Spacebuck? Long time no see. Been doing good, doing good. Just trying to never leave my apartment. Which is perfectly fine. It's just me and the cats and my video games. It's all good. Picked up a PS4 in April for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and now I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn on that, which is what I'll be doing this afternoon, after I put in some time on this. I was gonna say, ooh, newbies, but wait, I'm considered a newbie here. Which means I can do small polls. Hi! Yeah, I noticed you hadn't been on in a while, but times are definitely rough. Luckily, my job is 100% capable of being work from home, so I just do that from this room. Everybody here? Okay. I tried actually for a little bit getting my work to switch to Discord before Teams and Zoom implemented breakout rooms, because we were doing happy hours with like all 50 of us, and that just meant like one conversation could happen, and I'm like, I don't like this, I want to mingle, but that didn't end up flying because people were too lazy to try it out, and then Zoom ended up with breakout rooms. So, get over here. You too, get over here. There we go. Which, in a way, ended up kind of being okay with me, because I really didn't need my gamer life mixed with my work life in such a way. I know, right? And then I have to throw WebEx in the mix too, because some of my clients use WebEx. So I've got like all sorts of different software on my work computer. Come here, let me grab you all, dorks. Yeah, I quickly figured out how to turn that off for when I'm only babysitting. There is a setting to be able to not display what you're currently doing. Because for pretty much the month of April, I had plenty of jobs, but they were all in stages that I didn't need to be working on them, and I'm just like, okay, maybe I'll hop in and you know, do some mindless, you know, house flipping or something that I can easily stop when I get an email and people need my help. Ow. Also, I don't know what streaming stuff you use, but I have to promote that I just started trying player.me, and I love the overlay. I don't have to look at my second screen in order to, like, see you talking. It's amazing. I haven't picked up the HGTV DLC yet. Waiting. I still have like one more hospital to 3-star in 2 Point. And I'm totally burned on it because I keep getting close to 100%ing it, and then they drop a patch and there's more achievements, and I'm just like, dude, you guys are killing me. I'm just burning through the hospitals now just to... Shit, that's a final stick. Get the achievement and not even really caring what I'm doing. And it's kind of burned me out. So now it's just sitting there. Die! Thank you. Let's see. Sure, I'll take those. Those are better than I've got right now. In fact, I'll put them on. Unlike before, when I tend to forget. Okay, we're gonna do 1B. Oh, I can't do 1B at a time. Shit. Yeah, when I finally kind of stopped House Flipper for a while, I'd gotten all the achievements except the negotiate for however many euros, which I thought was glitched, and just sell 50 houses. And I just got to the point where I'm like, I don't care, and I just did the bare minimum and sold them just to like beat the game. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Don't die yet. Don't. Crap. But now that there's like new stuff or whatever. Come on. A little bit. There we go. Nope, nope. Nope, nope. This way. This way. Just a little bit more. It's not on it. Nope. Okay. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on! Come on, just a little bit closer. Stop, right there. Yay! Nice! I haven't played an Assassin's Creed yet, but I'm considering picking up Valhalla when it comes out. Which is supposed to be totally, like, not a normal Assassin's Creed, but it sounds just more like a Western RPG, which is more my style of game anyway. So let's do this one first because we're over here. I just realized it's me and two machinists. Ha! And also, check background on this game. This is my main MMO that I've been playing for 5 years. But with the most recent expansion pack, I wanted to go back and replay the MSQ, kind of doing, now that I know what I know, and also switching it to this particular character model, which has implications later on in the storyline. So I'm kind of replaying the main story and trying to pick up all the flavor stuff that I skipped over or forgot about, and then posting it as a Let's Play to my YouTube, so it's there for posterity, because in about a month they're actually going to nerf this first part of the game, so that way people who are coming into the game, you know, multiple expansions later, don't have to spend nearly as many hours catching up. And so I want to, like, have that experience of my first MSQ. And I've never played Tactics. I've played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Didn't play 11. Have 12, haven't played it. Have 13, haven't played it. 14, have 15, haven't played it. And then off ones I've played Crystal Chronicles. And the Feet Rhythm games, which are just like DDR on a DS, which is fun, because the music in this game is awesome. Or the whole series. And I started my first ever one. I watched a roommate in college play 7, which was my first exposure. And I played 7 and 8 in college, and those were my first two. And then, so in the past 20 years, 18 years, I've managed to catch up, basically. While also getting an emulator and running through and doing all of the Zelda games. Or at least canon Zelda games. strong of a DPS machinists are at this level. Because I don't think they're like Red Mage and Sam and are totally over level at the low levels. Or OP at low levels. And no, I'm not being a bang tank here. You can't direct which way this guy faces. That's just part of the mechanic. Yeah, I'll take that too. I did see. Yeah, part of me, especially now that I have a PlayStation, is like, okay, what kind of essential, you know, series should I get into? When I watched my brother play Assassin's Creed, I sat with him through a lot of Black Flag, but never really just paid attention. I think it was like I was playing on my DS while he was playing Black Flag, and when I bought my PlayStation, I asked people, I'm like, okay, what do I absolutely need to play? And everybody's first thing was Horizon Zero Dawn, so that's what after I finished 7 Remake, that's what I'm on now. And then I also picked up Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Final Fantasy 15, and part of me is like, okay, do I get into Assassin's Creed? If I get into Assassin's Creed, where do I start? Because there's so much there. Which is kind of why I kind of went, well, maybe I'll start with Valhalla, because it'll be the newest one, but at the same time it's totally different from all the other ones, so it's not really an Assassin's Creed experience. And, of course, what I need is other open world, you know, 120-hour plus games. I have way too many. As I replay an MMO. Ha! We got it. I will put it on my list. Woohoo! Come back here, Croc. Claim fruit. If you needed to wonder if I knew what I was doing in this, I just answered the question. Most people don't remember. A lot of people don't remember. Pass. Pass. No, pass. Okay. Here we go, the adjudicator. Everybody here? Let's go. There we go. Now he's gone. Ah, so many lights. So many lights, I gotta dodge something. Ah. He didn't cast paralysis all that often. Usually I'm like dodging that left and right, or discipling that left and right. Woohoo! Calm to... Oh, I'll give it to my healer. Hellfire. One of the machinists can have the machinist weapon. We're in sync. Okay. I believe there was no other quest related to doing that. It was just unlocking it for the sake of having a dungeon. Alright. Let's go turn this in and get my move. My inner beast. Rawr! Ah, Gale, your crystal grows ever stronger. In felling the raging sandworm, the beast within you slowly but surely rouses to wakefulness. When next you do battle, methinks you will find yourself capable of movements heretofore unfamiliar to you. When you have mastered your new talents, return to me. In the meantime, I shall continue my study of the ancient texts. Yay! Now we can spend our beast gauge instead of just run around all glowy-like. You hear the whispers of the village ancestors. Alright, we'll pick this up when we come to 40. I know it's 40. Why am I checking? I know it's 40. And we put Inner Beast here, because that's where it belongs, on my hotbar. Alright, now we can head off to Blackbrush. And then we'll hit Ul'dah on the way back to Camp Tribo. The Scrupulous Shopkeep. Come from Dereju, did ye? I was wondering where she'd gone to. Stopped by her shop the other day. Was gonna offer her a cup of tea. She missed a nice one, an amber tip from Coerthas. Her usual, I'm assuming? The tattered linen? Yes, sir. Now, don't you go misapprehending. It's nice and soft, so she can pulls out the threads and reweaves what she's mended. Here you go. And we're gonna go up to this flower and give some sticks of Vilekin repellent. Oh, cannot be equipped with feet. 35, 32, 32. Okay. Of course, if I do that, I can't put my glamour over it. Ugh. No. No. My glamour's too important. I'm OP. Put that on. What else did I get? I got the headpiece. Okay, the headpiece is there. 30, 17, 6, 17, 25, 30, 35. That's okay. Yeah, I got the ethereal version of that. 33. Oh, but that's for gladiator. Or tank. 17, 30, 35. We'll put that back in there and sell it, because I'm not going to bind to it. And okay. I'll run up and grab the Materia Quest, but I'll do them off stream. That way, well, yeah, that way Gale can at least attach Materia. I'm not gonna level crafters to attach it myself, but we can pay for it. What business do you have here, stranger? Oh, you come from the church of Saint Adama Landama? When lit, this incense releases a citrus-like aroma that most Vilekin abhor. Ah, the Vilekin repellent. The good father told me last moon of this plan. He is a man that keeps his word, and was kind of him to have you deliver it. Did he tell you where and how these are to be used? I fear I have little knowledge of alchemy. Okay, I'll plant them. I probably can't reach from here. Oh, or maybe I can. Considering I can just silently nod, it's easier for me just to do it rather than tell you how to do it, I guess. Run to those places and sprinkle the dust. I know, it's very complicated. Thank you, stranger. This place may seem wretched to you, and none here would deny it, but last year it had the look of a charnel house, so fiercely did the pestilence raise. Tell Father Iliad we owe him a debt of life. I confess, though, I wonder if we are saved from a plague only to perish in war. We have little love for Garlemald here, and news of them who burned our homes travels fast. What chance does Lost Hope have against a force that plucked Alamigo like a ripe peach? Fight or flee, we must make plans, yet few have ears to listen to me. They have too much to fear already, too many demons to slay every hour. Alright, I'm gonna go pick this up, just to get it off my map. And it may very well just be a talk to me, then talk to Mutamix thing. But we'll find out. If that's all it is, I'll just clear it now. Riddle me this, friends. Have you ever found yourself in the unfortunate situation where your pockets were near to bursting with all manner of materia, save the sorts you wanted them? Oh, this is just lets me trade it in. Well, I haven't, I tell you. It felt like I'd brought a sack full of fishing poles to a gold mine. Now I ask ye, what if there were a way to melt down a couple pieces of materia that weren't availing you naught and mold them into a shiny new pieces that, Nemea willing, just might strike your fancy? The most handy procedure is something we like to call shifty making. Rather, that's what Master Mutamix calls it. Myself, I've coined the term transmutation, which I'm hoping might find favor with adventurers like yourself. How it all works, ye ask? I can tell you, but why ask the student when you can learn from the master? You'll find Mutamix right over there, likely jumping out of its boots looking to trade tongue flaps with about his discovery. Okay, I'm just gonna turn this in, but I don't know if we really need to read it all. Uplander seeks knowing of shifty making. Yes, then Uplander should make open ears to tongue flaps of Mutamix. Process of shifty making is big help use. First be taking 5 need not materia, yes? Meldy mix this one, meldy mix that one, squeeze and squash, then big eyes! 5 need not are reborn as 1 shiny new. But shifty making is not simple like crafty making. Knowings of shifty making are much and many, and Uplander's brain case, though big for Uplander, is small. Uplander need not be making worry face. If Uplander has many need not materia, bring them to Tentering. Mutamix will shifty make for Uplander. Okay, that's cleared. Transmutation now available. Now we head into the pick up these tools for Marques and go back. Why did I even try to load into... oh, Goldsmith Guild. I remember Marques saying that from last night before we crashed. A bullpoint chisel? Why, yes, we happen to have a surplus of that particular tool. By all means, take one if you so desire. An odd request, if you don't mind me saying. It has very limited number of applications. And needle nose over on Sapphire Exchange. Okay. Originally, this Aethernet shard did not exist, and it was a pain in the ass getting to the marketplace. What quest are you before I click on you? Dishonor before death, 38. Oh, Cutter's Cry. I'll grab it because I don't know how often I'm going to be back and forth here. We'll do it at 38, but I'll grab it now. Time heals all wounds, or so say those who have never experienced true pain. More than 30 summers passed since I carried the standard of the Dark Light Raiders into Cutter's Cry, but not a day goes by that I don't see the faces of the friends I lost that faithful day. Gerbald the Red and his loyal second, Obrist. Stillwater. Simon the Sweet, always armed with a jab and a jest. Our ever ireful mage, Chiron Zabron, as quick as to cast as he was to temper. Thormion Thousandgild, never has there lived a man with a tighter grip, be it on his sword or his coin. And let us not forget one Ilm Elson. Though it's hard to fathom now, with all the adventurers scamping about like rabbits in the spring, there was once a time when bands of mercenaries were who the city-states turned to when in need of the blade, the Dark Light Raiders being the biggest and best of the bands. Ishgardian-founded forays into hellish pits like Aurum Vale would earn us a king's ransom in a matter of days, though it would only take a night of devil's play at the Mirage to see it gone from our purses. But so was the life of a raider, that is, until we took the job at Cutter's Cry. My brothers and I stood against the herds of giant buffaloes on Ogamora, snurble infestations on the Pearl, legions of cold-blooded Sahagins from the abyssal depths of the Indigo Deep, but none of that prepared us for the horrors we would face in the Hellbrood's hole. None of it prepared us for the Chimera. The bards still sing of the day 7 of the realm's finest warriors set off into the bowels of that forsaken place, but only saw one return, Sibold the Stoic, spared by the beast so that he may warn all others who be foolish enough to attempt to despoil the Chimera's lair. Ah, my apologies. You do not come here to hear the guilt-ridden ramblings of an old man, but if you have a moment, I was wondering if I could ask of you a favor, the final wish of an ailing soul seeking peace with his past before departing on his journey through the 7 gates. In each of the 30 summers since escaping the maws of that terrible beast, I have returned to its lair to pay the proper respects to my fallen compatriots. However, the years have finally caught up with old Sibold, and try as I might, no longer can these bones make the trek alone. If it is not too much to ask, would you travel to Cutter's Cry in my stead and place this bouquet of flowers upon the resting place of the Dark Light Raiders? Eventually. Welcome! Welcome! You might be a discerning... My word, did you say needle-nose pincers? You must be a skilled craftsman indeed. Please, take this pair as a gift. By the by, do you have representation here in the exchange? If not, I would be most interested in discussing a partnership. While we're in town, we'll reattach my glamour. Alright. Return, place... Okay, we're not doing Cutter's Cry. That should be everything. That's Cutter's Cry. Yes. You can't take it with you. Delivered to... Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Church. Don't think I can jump that. You want the cloth? There you are. Did you get what I need? In addition to being tattered, it is also frayed, torn, moth-eaten, lice-ridden, and stained with what appears to be blood. You get what you pay for. Much appreciated, adventurer. Now we'll see how nimble these fingers are. The father needs this right soon, he said, going on some priestly business. This is a piece of piss compared to the last order, though, excuse the salty talk. 'Twas big as a house and burnt as a slattern supper. Father Iliud bought it, but it looked to be for the lich keeper fellow. Thank you, Gale. Sometimes, for what ails us in thinking, we find relief in doing. The ministrations to exiles is one of the duties of the Church of Saint Adama Landama. I pray that someday, with the grace of the gods, they may find you again what they have lost. Disciple of War, all classes. Money. I can convert the alembic into a makeshift oven, but only once you have brought me that hammer. You mean this hammer? Thank you, Gale. It shan't take more than a day, I believe. It's strange. I know I must have learned these skills long ago, but I haven't the foggiest when and where that was. It cannot be... Ugh. Have you brought the tools I requested? Unlike carpenter's chisels, which have flat heads, the bull-point chisel has a pointed one and is used by expert goldsmiths to perforate soft metals. This tool is often employed by goldsmiths or clockwork engineers to seize and manipulate minuscule pieces of wire. Something occurs to me. Please wait here for a moment. It was for naught. Though I repaired the device easily, the sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. Pardon me, Gale, this was a mistake. Please give the Hollerloge to Sister Elyund. The man who once owned it is currently in her care, and I think it best that it be returned to him. Good morrow to you, sir. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? By some manner of clockwork wizardry, this strange contraption can precisely measure and follow the 24 bells in a single turn of the sun. Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say it measures the passing of time? Mayhap they are more common in Garlemald. I am given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marques said it belongs to the deceased? Oh dear, you don't suppose that the owner might have been a Garlean spy? It may behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drybone. And, mayhap more importantly, how did Marques know how to manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trades, but that goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. Excuse me, Gale, you don't know me, but I've observed you assisting the priests with their work. I, too, would like to offer what succor I might. Since tending the lich yard in this heat can quickly sap one's energies, perhaps a restorative drink made to combat fatigue would be ideal. Of course, aqua de sol! That would surely do the trick. You're going to send me back to Coastal, so really? To make it, I would need a freshly cut brazo de sol. I'm not the skill at arms to slay a wild sabbatender del sol, but you do, so... You only need go as far as the spring east of Camp Drybone. Oh, thank God. The beasts are often sighted in that vicinity. If you brought me one of their arms, I could make enough aqua de sol for everyone. Okay, I can do that. What level are we here? Still 35. This way. Ah, no 10,000 needles. I need to, hotbar that one. Hotbars. Okay, that should work now. Yes. Yay! I was wondering why I kept pushing that button and it wasn't doing anything. Have you considered my request, Gale? I'd more than considered it. The arm of a Sabintender del Sol. The fleshy interior holds a surprising amount of fresh, drinkable water. I never imagined that you would return so quickly. Thank you so much. It's an incredibly simple beverage to prepare, if you would but wait one moment. There. This should serve as a sample of... Wait, don't drink it! I was hoping you might first give the first glass to Marques on my behalf. Of course, I intend to provide everyone with a glass eventually. It's just that Marques is so... He's such a hard worker, don't you think? Oh. Will this clear the fog of his memory? A refreshing drink is all he needs to wake up his mind. Oh, Gale, what is it? Literally meaning water of the sun, Aqua del Sol was originally brought back by expeditions to the New World far across the Indigo Deep. Not long after, Eorzeans began making their own variation of the drink from the Sabintenders and Cactuars of Thanalan. For me? Thank you. Was it perhaps the girl who... No, it couldn't have been her. I appreciate Ilkum's kind gesture, but Father Iliad is in far greater need of this juice. His work places great strain on his body and soul, yet he continues to neglect his health. I recognize you now, Gale. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the Waking Sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. What about trying to give that damn drink to Marques, who refused it? Now I have to go back to the Waking Sands? Oy vey. Alright, here we go. That. No, that was definitely not it. That? No, it is that. Not that. Okay, we'll just do it over here. To the Waking Sands. What do you have next? 47, Arum Vale. Yeah, we're gonna decline that for a while. You don't look like one of them church fellas. Not that I'll turn you away, no sir. As you can see, we've got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to clean them, so off to the lich yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. I did. 'Twas the stuff of nightmare, I tell ya. God's damn Imperials. I don't know what the quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, ain't I seen you around here before? Or just have one of those faces? Never mind. Any road, there's a carriage come to haul the bodies to the lich yard out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I've a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folks are starting to turn. They were my friends. Do I recognize? Yeah, do I recognize any of them? Aww! Neuroxia! I don't know if I necessarily can name the other ones. Sad. You know, I would think it would make more sense to carry the Rogadin along with the 2 Lalas and the Sylph. That might be better weighted. What happened to the big fella? Forget it. Just bring the nets back and toss them in. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough. How you are able to fit the stiff scion of the 7th Dawn corpses into your bag is a mystery best left unresolved. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in 1 trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest then. We never really recover our numbers after this. Fallen Sylph. She wasn't a scion. She was just a friend. Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age. The Sylph's peaceful expression belies the fact she no longer lives. Neuroxia's corpse. So sad. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. Reckon it won't take too long to deliver all the corpses to the lich yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. Back to Drybone. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesterbray arrived not long ago, and we have begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that, for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm. There is one thing I regret to inform you. Though we wish to inter your comrades on our church grounds, the number of fallen scions far exceed our estimates. After discussing the matter with Father Iliad, we have concluded that we have no choice but to bury the dead in the same plots as those who perished in the Calamity. Please forgive us. We do not wish to dishonor the memory of the fallen, but our caretakers of Lichyard, these are the realities we must face. Gale, what befell your order was an unforgivable crime. If you would have these villains brought to justice, consider making a pilgrimage to the Mark of the Warden. Though I do not follow the teachings of Azima, it is said that to offer prayers before her mark is to invoke her divine judgment. Regardless of your faith, mayhap it would be worth the effort. Oh, all the way down in the burning wall. Okay, let's head that way. This is a little fetchy running around that I don't know if it would make sense necessarily to cut it because it's directly related to the scions. They're running around and getting food for the company of heroes. Unless something specific happens coming over here to the Mark of the Warden, this particular trip could be culled. As you kneel before the Mark of the Warden in a moment of quiet solitude, you breathe deep the dry desert air. The roar of the rushing waters is punctuated by the faint chirping of violkin and the shrill cries of a hawk. The gods, however, remain silent. Yeah, you can skip that part. You have honored the dead with your pilgrimage, Gale. Even if Azima did not hear your prayers, I believe that they provide comfort to your fallen brethren. Remember that although the body is but a vessel that must one day be surrendered to the life stream, our souls shall endure, and the righteous shall find solace in Thal's realm. And considering that Marques didn't even drink that liquid, that was actually kind of a pointless venture. Although we can perform rites for most of the scions, there is one whom we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the sylphs of Little Solace. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with sylphic traditions. Alright. Time to take Neuroxia back to Little Solace. Well, I'm speculating what things they'll drop when they nerf the storyline, because they're gonna take a whole bunch of stuff out of it. So I just keep pondering, is this something they would take out? Would they leave this part in there? What would be good stuff to drop? But yeah, I mean, it didn't take long, but there's enough of those little things that can really add up. This one is surprised to see Walking One in Little Solace. How can these ones assist Walking One? Neuroxia! But this one does not understand. Cumuxio, this one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One, awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solace? But why? These ones have not requested further aid. Neuroxia, how did this happen? Explain everyone to this one, at once. Well, you see... So, not only Neuroxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Neuroxia. Neuroxia went to Thanalan at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Neuroxia at the end. Tell this one that Neuroxia was brave. Tell this one that Neuroxia did not suffer. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Neuroxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones that these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Neuroxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. Back to Drybone. We thank you for your service to the Church and to the Sylphs. You may please to know that in your absence we interred the remaining scions in the Lich Yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please, take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Gale. What the heck was that? Oh, attacking a blowfish. That's not a blowfish. I said that wrong, but I don't care. I'm not imagining it, Gale. I know I'm being watched. No, not the girl. I know about her. No, this is different. Sinister. It's as if I am under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when last I ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It will only take a moment. Blowfly swarm, not blowfish. I can't jump over that fence. Imperials are here. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he, perhaps, know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait. Father Ilyard must hear of this. Will you please tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. I'm gonna go spend this so I can turn off these effects. Thank you. I can't not turn off these. I just have to like disable it in my controls. Oh well. Heavens forfend that such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? A standard issued blade for our Garlean infantry. This is Garlean steel, which means the men who was watching Marques was. Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before more Imperials come. We get a cutscene for that? Thought I'd have to go down to Camp Drybone. Uh-oh. A door opens!
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the Seventh Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Cid Garlond. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait, Hear me, Cid. Eorzea needs you.
Cid, was it? Here, these belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Who are you? Alphinaud Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the Calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Coerthas as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Cid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Cid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the Calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Cid!
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
Let's all just nod at each other.
They need my airship. They need me.
Woohoo! Whilst you were catering to the company of buffoons every whim, I was gathering information on our feathered foe. As a result, I was not present when the Garleans came. I suppose we should be grateful for our good fortune, though it matters little should Garuda grow powerful enough to bring Eorzea to heel. The Enterprise. I have heard that name before, but where? With a curious twist of fate, that Master Cid Garlond would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Gale. You wish to find his airship, yes? I know not much how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the Calamity, much like the Great Gubu Wall of Uda. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gdania towards Coerthas. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Falgord Float, the closest settlement to Coerthas. Mayhap the Serpents stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journey for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray, look after yourself and Cid, Gale. Off to Falgord. 36. Is there aught I can assist you with, sir? The Enterprise? You speak of Master Garlond's ship, yes? Aye, I needn't refer to records. I know that the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Coerthas. What became of it after that, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Waterfont at Florentil's Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I am unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. Oh, you mean like the actual Master Cid Garlond? You have come in search of Waterfont? Then well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the great snows came to Coerthas. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. 'Twas on the eve of the Battle of Cartanu, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then, all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the Calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Coerthas. The astrologians at the observatorium may have records which could help, but to obtain them, you would need to deal with the Ishgardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalaman descended, they took shelter behind their gates. Even now they have little regard for the plights of our nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your service to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I've little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. Into Coerthas we go. There's no transition of climate. You just go from the greens of Gridania to the snows of Coerthas. And I remember that when I first played this, I entered Coerthas while I was also playing Skyrim, and it felt very Skyrim-y to me. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Durandare? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Pfft, how absurd! As if we would permit an outsider to peruse the records of the observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Alone have mercy, are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where in the hells is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I have a use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of House Durandare, as is mine. Hunts! Hunts! We don't do fates, we don't do endgame, but we do hunts. Why? Because they stopped at level 50 and they're fun. We will not do endgame hunts. Shadow! You got sneezed on! Aw, that didn't mean leave. Gotta go take a shower, I understand. If it wasn't for you, sir, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable, dragging-loving bastards. Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I prayed the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors. Have fun! Thanks for stopping by! I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within its region. Fare thee well, friend. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment, sir. We are a proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologians to entertain your request. However, understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may peruse the records. Pray, proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Edmail. Oh, the 1,000 steps at the observatorium. Oh, thank God you're at the bottom. The gentlemen come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could Sir Ludovic's be thinking? It is true we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because the information is used to chart Travanian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologian Forlamort up above. Forlamort? Let me get all the French names now. On a clear night, have you perchance looked to the heavens and spied a constellation of cobalt silver stars? Oops. That, my friend, is the realm of Helone. In her halls dwells the heroes of Ishgard, those valiant souls who give their lives to defend us from the Dravanian horde. No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you ask? Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war which has raged for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between southern nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Helone's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Forlamore. I wish to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guest. Inquisitor Guillaume, you honor us with your presence, sir. The gentleman was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Durandair's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you seek an airship last seen in Coerthas 5 years ago, yes? You have come to us in an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Coerthas. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp in your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. That was metaphoric. I was not aware you aided House Durandair in that fashion. Thank you, sir. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. Shadow, you're in my way. The observatorium was established at the Archbishop's behest that we might observe the stars and through them predict events to come. Mind you, I speak not of romance, riches, or other frivolities. Nay, our predictions concern the very survival of Ishgard itself, the war with dragonkind. The lifespan of dragons far surpasses that of men, and their life cycles are wholly unlike ours. If we are to read our enemies' movements, we must be able to see ahead tens of years. For all the dangers involved, such intelligence as can be attained on the ground tells us little use. Thus we do turn our gaze towards the heavens for the knowledge we seek. Verily, the observatorium is the first line of defense against our ancient foes. You there, sir. I could not help but overhear your conversation with the chief astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it requires that you perform for me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine has yet to return from his expeditions to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone despite the presence of Ixal in the vicinity. If you would seek out this astrologian and confirm that he is well, it would be a great comfort to me. Okay. I'm going to do this the dangerous way. But it's faster! Oof. You need not watch the skies so long as House Durandare holds the observatorium. Should the Virdranians come, the golden bell will sound, and all of Ishgard shall hearken to its call. I have heard much of your doings, and I think you the man for this task. To the west is I can never pronounce this house. Zemal Darkhold. 'Twas meant to serve as the new keep of Lord Zemal, as ever a friend to House Durandare. But before the masons and carpenters could complete their work within the caves, hordes of voice scent appeared and drove them out. In the years since, the creatures have consolidated their presence. As such, we officially petition your assistance to reclaim the Darkhold. All arrangements have been made, you need only give your assent. Speak with Sir Ophiel at the ingress if you are with us, and she will tell you what you need to know. What level is that? That's a 44. Okay, we're gonna hold off on that one for a while. Are you sure I've come here before? This place feels completely foreign to me. I had hoped that the sights and sounds of Coerthas might rekindle Cid's memory, but it seems that the changes wrought by the Calamity have removed all trace of the familiar. Nevertheless, I will continue my efforts to rehabilitate our friend. In the meantime, Gale, I expect you to learn what you can of the Enterprise. I never knew those two were hanging out in here. I think I'm gonna pick up all the quests around here and then call my stream to an end, run around, do the cleanups I need to do, and then we can continue later this week. Because if I'm going at a pace of 1 level a week, we're never gonna finish. Never. I am Sir Alberic Bale, Knight of Ishgard in service to the Holy See. You become more important later. Well, you'll never be important to me. Because I'm never going to be a dragoon. Help me, for the Ruth of Helone, help me, my Caravan, all are slain. Something huge and something savage lunged out of the storm. The screams, You gotta go and kill the swiving thing. Kill it as it did my traveling companions. As long as that monster's out there, every one of our arses will be hanging out in the wind. Look sharp, adventurer, as adept as you are with your steel. Whatever it was, it seemed to be everywhere at once. Red murder wreathed in white storm. I have no idea what he just said. There's an evil thing, I have to go kill it. With the coming of the everlasting snows, each year's harvest grows ever poorer. It falls to the confraternity of fisherfolk to ensure that the people of Coerthas do not want for sufficient sustenance. Where there is need, there is profit. Fortunately for me and my enterprising brethren, the residents of this settlement are ever in need. Welcome to the Coerthas branch office of Highwind Skyways. Sounds all grand and official when you say it like that, but in truth it's just a poor little Templeton, banished to this godforsaken waste because he rubbed a few of his superiors the wrong way. That said, being able to operate without constant supervision does afford certain opportunities. Opportunities that might be mutually beneficial to those to whom I take a liking. Haha. Okay, I believe that's all that, and this is behind. And no, there is no Aethernet, that's up at Dragonhead. I need to talk to you, adventurer. I was down in the snow house, keeping out of the wind when I heard whispers. I swear it on the lives of my chocobos. I couldn't see anyone in there, but I'm sure I heard something. Go and see who 'twas, else I don't know how I'll sleep tonight. I can't see how I ought to care, but I saw a fella out throwing snowballs at a snowman. Why anyone engaged in just jappery in the cold, I can't rightly say. Went nut gathering and lost more'n he found, is my guess. You better make sure that don't happen to you, lad. Not that I know precisely what happened, mind you. What's that? Me? Ask? I got my chocobos to see to. If Duvicaro wants to upend his head soup on the snow, I can't see what business of mine it'd be. Yes, that's his name, Duvicaro. I don't know, he sells things, goes places. Don't seem like no kind of life to me, beggin' pardon. You want to see him, I reckon he's somewhere about. Alright, picked up those. Those are all 36. That's a 36. We'll worry about those later. Oh, should I just go 38, 38, 38? 36, 36. There. Oh, we'll just lock down in Falgort and make our way back. Okay, so that is where I will send us off. Turn around, turn around, turn around. There we go, Gale. That is where I shall send us off for tonight, or today. It's already 2 o'clock here, so I have other things to do today. But we shall make time and do more later this week. And I should be getting a nice new camera thingy so I can actually have better light at night. Yay! So, alright, thank you all, and catch you later.